Up first is this. A couple of USB-C cables. So I'm not using these for anything high current, at least not yet. I just simply want it to plug in things like modules and continue migrating them over to USB-C as I continue buying newer modules that use this instead of USB mini or micro. So these look like 1 meter long each. I've already got a couple of a different style, so I'm going to need to get enough to have around any workbench setups I have, plus some spares. So I'm trying various ones, and if I find a brand from a seller that seems to be reliable, maybe then I'll stock up even more of those specific ones. Then we have this package, which is supposed to be some ESP32 modules, and these are USB-C. And I'm also doing more ESP32 things, where previously I was doing a lot of ESP8266 stuff. So as I start working on projects with extra things that I need a 32 for, like I2S audio bus interface, or just having more pins and more flexibility overall, since I only have a few of these, I need more to stock up, partly because as you do projects, these kind of things tend to stay on a breadboard or something, and then you need another one and you don't want to disrupt things. So one example, I was using the ESP8266 on this phone line simulator, but it's not able to do exactly all the things I need. So I'm trying to redesign this for an ESP32 now. So automatically I'm going to need 2 of these, one for each of 2 PCBs like this, just for the phone line project, plus other things I'm working on. So I still may order more of these yet, but a couple at a time here and there is good enough for now. Also for restocking, yes, it is what the description suggested it was. I can see here we have some of those OLED displays with the 4 pins on it for 5 volts ground serial clock data. And similar to using up all of these kind of modules, I've been using up these OLED displays. For example, this Arduino-based old computer cassette audio file player for the Coco. This display may end up on here for a while, so I need extras. This bag from Amazon is heavy, and I think it's got a lot of nuts and bolts, and some of those reusable cable ties. I've always got lots of cables around that I'm organizing, so I'm not sure how many are in here, 50 or 100. I think it says 50 pieces. So cable ties, you can never have too many of those. And in addition to all of this, I also have some wing nuts I bought at Home Depot. I couldn't find on Amazon at the time, at least, what I needed with the same thread and also a compatible material, so I'm not having dissimilar or incompatible metals. So I'll just take out one of those wing nuts. These are 1/4, 20, 1.5 inch long thumb screws in this package. Washers that should fit, and then some other nuts aside from the wing nuts. And this is the standard thread size for camera mounts on a tripod or such. So what I'm thinking is, to help get this work area set up, I may want to customize some sort of camera mounting thing. So especially if I have a wing nut on one side and then this thumb screw on another, I can even loosen and tighten things quickly. I don't need to go get wrenches, and then I can reposition a camera if I make some sort of articulating piece with multiple different directions that I can loosen and tighten and put things where I want. So here's an example camera mount on this arm here. So if I take off this existing phone clip thing, which has the same standard thread, this is the idea. I can make some sort of a custom thing if I want, or even a permanent fixture. It doesn't have to be adjustable. I can just figure out how I want to mount stuff. And this package was sent in by a progressive metal musician, friend of the channel. And at least this box is a Korg Volca Beats analog rhythm machine. So I guess it generates some analog, not so much digital bass, snare, and tom-tom and hi-hat cymbal type sounds, and some other stuff. Looks like an audio cable. And there it is. So I have no idea how to use this. I was expecting it to arrive, and I did look at a few demo videos before, so I knew generally what it was. But when it was offered to me, I had to accept it, first of all, because it's synth-related, audio-related, and I've been doing all kinds of projects here and there over the years like that, and I want to do more. And it's music-related, so I can probably even put it to practical use as a finished project, where I think I've already done a few videos before, not that great, where I was doing maybe some generating of sounds like a tone that sort of sounds a little percussive. It's not just a simple like square wave simple tone. It's kind of weird with a filter on it, and it might be able to sound like a drum or something, but this is a good reference point to have sounds that are analog. And there are some digital sounds in here. There's PCM digital audio for some of these sounds, but having this here is going to be inspiring, as well as I can maybe take this apart and see what's inside, and I wonder if I can reverse engineer some of this at some point. Does it work as is? Power's up. I don't know what to do. Okay, it says live, so that means what? I can press something and get a sound? Okay. Yeah, I think what I need to do is plug in an external audio amplifier here. Just something simple. The orange amplifier I normally use. Yeah, definitely. This is already something I can see myself using. So I'm going to go get an amplifier and plug this in and see if we can make it sound a little more reasonable, and maybe I'll take a couple of minutes to watch some other videos on how to adjust any of this stuff. And now I've done a little research and I have this other speaker here, but this is still not great. It would be good if I had a better thing to plug into, or if I could do a Y adapter and record to a line in, but I'm not set up. So with it turned on, it's in live mode, so we can play the things just one at a time. And we can also change some of the parameters to change a bit of the tone of things. But to keep this demo simple, I learned how to recall up to 8 pre-done patches here. So I'll cycle through some of those, what they sound like. So I can recall number 2. Try to change a little bit. Recall the 4th one, play that. I can change the tempo. To try to do my own, I could say function clear all, and I'll turn on the closed hi-hat, and I will define where I want it to make a sound on every other beat out of 16 beats. Start playing it. Now I want to switch to the kick drum and say where I want to put that. First beat, 9th, snare drum, I'll switch. Now, where do I want a snare drum? No. Yeah. Clap. Nope. Yeah, that's it. Now, where's the one up here? Second last? So, I guess that's roughly how that works. And yeah, I need to plug this into a better sound system and do some other stuff in the future. Definitely I want to take it apart and see what's going on in there. But in the meantime, thanks to that guitarist who sent this in. And that's the items for today. Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. And all the rest of this stuff is ongoing projects as usual, which are made a lot easier with help from Patreon and channel supporters. Come back, see what we get up to as usual with all of this.